the Bible asks me to pray at all times, invites me to pray at all times. In fact, it says, pray in the Spirit at all times with all kinds of prayers and petition. And I want to do that, I want to do that, to pray unceasingly, to pray at all times. But then Jesus said, he said, when you pray, go away into your closet. It doesn't mean go find a closet. It means get alone, go under a tree, go in your car and drive. All the things that go into a mountain. Just go somewhere where you have a prayer spot, where you can be alone and uninterrupted for a while. And so you can pray. And I just always had a hard time putting all those together because I have work. I have things that I have to do. I have jobs and I have people that I meet. I have a family. And so the thought of praying unceasingly, praying at all times and working that into life tripped me up a bit, because I can't always just sit under a tree. Some people can, but I can't. And so what I thought about and what I got to was in the Bible, it says, pray with all kinds of prayers. And so there is a place, there is a time where you can get alone. You make time in your day so that you can have a prayer of silence where you hear God. Prayer doesn't always have to be me talking. Even though I talk enough as it is, sometimes it's good just to be silent. And that's one kind of prayer. There's another prayer in the closet where you talk about your concerns for your family, or your church, or your friends, or your neighbors. That's one kind of prayer, and there's a time for that. And then there's another time when you're out and you're in a store, you meet a friend, and they're going through a tough time, and they need prayer. And I'm not saying you just shut it all down and get on your knees in the middle of an aisle and begin praying and blocking carts and everybody else. I'm just saying that right there you could say a silent prayer if you think that's appropriate. You could say, hey, could I just say a quick prayer for you right now? If you think that's appropriate. It's not about getting uncomfortable or being bold. It's about loving people with your heart, caring about people, and wanting to go to God with those situations. And sometimes prayers are really quick. Sometimes prayers are just a brief thought, something that you acknowledge. If you're on the freeway driving and you can't stop and you see somebody pulled over on the side of the road that, they have kids and it just looks like a frantic situation, but you can't get over, you can not stop your car. You can stop the flow of your thoughts, all the voices in your head for a second, and just concentrate on trying to throw a blessing down on those people, asking God to bless those people and help them in that moment. That's a different kind of prayer. There's prayers of thanksgiving where something wonderful happens, or you remember how much somebody means to you, or a situation or anything, a new job. And the moment the thought hits you of how thankful you are, and you bring that thought to God, you pray, say, thank you, God. And that's all you have to pray. Thank you, God. That's a different kind of prayer. Or if the Lord's Prayer, you don't know what to say, you say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. What's wrong with that? Sometimes there aren't words or thoughts that correspond to the depth of what your heart is feeling. And I think that's the key part, the key component of prayer that we need to focus on, that we need to acknowledge. Is sometimes prayers, I think the best prayers, and I'm not trying to put a value system on them, but the prayers maybe with the most meaning are the ones that don't have words. There's just a depth to what you're trying to say, to thankfulness, or to if you're interceding or praying for somebody else, how much you want them to succeed or be encouraged or come out of a depression or anxiety or any situation that they're in their life, and you just offer to God a prayer. And it may hit you when you're walking somewhere. It may hit you when you're shopping. It may hit you in the shower. You just don't know, and you just offer a prayer up. There are so many different kinds of prayers. You're reading a headline. You see something on the internet when you're looking at a headline, and it just causes you to want to ask God to intercede and to pray for blessings on the people that might be in turmoil, or to be thankful for a joyful situation. And so these are all prayers, different types of prayers, and they're all appropriate. And so then, to me, when Jesus says pray at all times in all different kinds of prayers, it doesn't seem like a mountain that I can't climb. At times you pray, at all times, when you're in all situations. If you have a talk, if you're going to talk with somebody and you're wondering about it or worried about it, you pray about it. In the situation, if you're in the waiting room, or if you're on the way, if you're walking, if you're going through the door, just offering a prayer to God. And the longer prayers are saved for when you're alone and you have time to pray and you've given yourself time to pray. So those are my thoughts for today, Thursday Thoughts. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in church on Sunday.